Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Burton, CEO of Telesign, to discuss the role trust plays for brands. It is great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks, Jill.
You got it. And Telesign recently announced the results from its 2023 Telesign Trust Index, which reveals consumers are increasingly worried about digital fraud, and for good reason. Before we get into the results, give us an overview of Telesign.
Yeah, absolutely. So Telesign's mission is actually to make the online world a more trustworthy place. We connect, protect, and defend the biggest brands in the world to consumers, to people like you and me, and make sure that there's no fraud, no bad guys, no identity theft as you're going through your digital day, in particular from your mobile device.
Just how worried are consumers about digital fraud?
Well, it is incredible. In that Telesign Trust survey that you mentioned, almost 50% of the consumers that were surveyed actually said they're more concerned about Telesign and digital fraud today than they were 2 years ago. In fact, about a third of people surveyed said they had been victims of digital fraud themselves in the last couple of years.
I thought it was interesting. One of the results said nearly 1/4 of consumers shared they would rather never eat chocolate again, or they'd rather be audited by the IRS than become a victim of digital fraud. So it sounds like when you dive deeper, that consumers have really high expectations when it comes to digital privacy protections.
Well, they really do. 61% of people that experienced fraud lost more than $1,000. And one of the things they shared with us that I think everybody needs to know is that 94% of consumers think it's the responsibility of the company, the responsibility of the brand to protect them from fraud. In other words, they want the company to protect them, not to push it off on the consumers. So I think organizations need to think really hard about how they're going to take care of the consumer.
And there's big costs to inaction on a company's part. You also learned that fraud can really devastate how a brand is perceived.
It's incredible. For people that experience a data breach, and we've all been there, where you get the email from some brand saying your name and password have gotten loose on the internet. When that occurs, 50% of the consumers, almost 50%, say they then proceed to tell their friends, their family, and their associates to never do business with that brand again. So it is just devastating on a brand for this to occur. They need to take it very seriously.
In addition to the Trust Index, it was also announced Telesign's Continuous Trust TM Authority. Tell us more about that. What does it entail?
This is just a fantastic thing. So Telesign helps thousands of brands protect the identity of their consumers every single day. We've actually announced this new trust authority where we can actually put a Telesign little logo that says this brand is a Telesign certified following best practices. So people can start looking for that little Telesign logo on some of the best brands in the world, showing them that they're being fully protected according to all the best practices in the industry.
All right, Joe, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.
Thanks, Joe.